Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. I did a video on this yesterday, and I just wanted to make sure that the information's getting out there and dive in a little deeper with a call to action. This is some new legislation, a new act that is being pushed around on both the Senate and on the House of Representatives side. I wasn't aware originally that it was also, they had the sister bill on the HR side, so the House of Representatives. So this is the Veterans Exposed to Toxic PFAS Act. Okay, Veterans Exposed to Toxic PFAS Act. Now, for those that aren't aware, PFAS is an umbrella term that covers basically all the forever chemicals, right? These chemicals that just never break down, never dissolve, and they were used highly in the firefighting spray foams on bases all around, and I'm sure things like your poncho were covered in forever chemicals that just never break down, your plastic canteen and so forth, right? So these are extremely dangerous chemicals, and I will tell you that in the article that I read out yesterday, and if you didn't look at that video, go back to it and watch that, but I'll give just the snapshot here. It was introduced on the Senate side by Bob Casey and John Fetterman, who say high cholesterol, ulcerative colitis, thyroid disease, kidney cancer, and other health issues have been linked to exposure to these chemicals, these forever chemicals. So what they're pushing for is, what it seems like is they are pushing for maybe a presumptive list of certain conditions that just, hey, look, if you served in the military and you have one of these conditions, they're basically going to presume that it's service related, is what it sounds like to me. Now, when I pull up the congressional website and get into this bill information, I'm going to go over that right now for you, give you the bill numbers for both the HR side and the Senate side. My suggestion is, and I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you support this, then I suggest that you should reach out to your congressional electeds, both on the House and Senate side, and let them know that you support this and you believe that they should co-sponsor either one of these acts or bills. So hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that. It really helps. Also, if you're not a member, consider it. It helps the channel, and you get a nice little icon next to your name that shows that you're a member, and it makes it a little easier to pull out your comments and so forth. So I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. So jumping back into it, for the Senate bill, it is Senate Bill 3851, and it's VET PFAS Act. PFAS, so VET PFAS Act. And here, reading into it, it's currently showing that it has been introduced. The last action was actually back on 3/16/2022, but there's so much stuff happening in Congress and Senate that it's hard to know when things pop up or start to get traction. But this has started to get a little more, we'll call it airtime or publicity, with some different information, and hopefully videos like this will help to raise it. And whether it passes this go round or next go round, similar to the Richard Starr Act, these are the things that we need to keep an eye on and push collectively for new benefits for all of us, veterans, surviving spouses, surviving dependents, that type of stuff. Because if we don't fight for it, guess what? It's not going to happen. And those of us that came before us fought for the things that we have today. So it's almost like, we need to do it to make sure that our kids and so forth are taken care of. So moving forward here, it says short title is VET PFAS Act, or Veterans Exposed to Toxic PFAS Act. So VET is an acronym for Veterans Exposed to Toxic PFAS, which again is the umbrella term for forever chemicals. So the official title, as introduced, is a bill to amend Title 38 United States Code to furnish hospital care and medical services to veterans and dependents who were stationed at military installations at which those veterans and dependents were exposed to these PFAS or other types of substances that are those forever chemicals. It's a bunch of hard words that I can't say. So to provide for a presumption of service connection for certain veterans who were stationed at military installations at which those veterans were exposed to such substances and for other purposes. So yes, this is a potential presumptive list for these forever chemicals. This is very, very important information, and I believe that we need to push on this from my own opinion, but it's obviously your decision. So reading back into it here, the two co-sponsors are Senator Peters and Senator Casey, Senator Casey jumped on 5/3/2022 and Peters 3/16/2022. It says here committees, subcommittees, and links to reports associated with this bill are listed here. There's some hyperlinks. I'm just reading through the congressional site here. There was a couple other things I wanted to pull out. Related bills. This is it. So, related bills. Bill relationships are identified by the House, the Senate, or CRS and refer only to same Congress measures. So, the sister bill here, so you need to reach out to your congressional representative, would be H.R. 7089, and the latest title is VET PFAS Act on the House of Representatives side. So you would reach out to your congressional rep on the House side, let them know that you support H.R. 7089, VET PFAS Act, and then for the Senate side, like I said, you would then reach out to your senator and let them know that you're supporting Senate Bill 3851, VET PFAS Act, or the Veterans Exposed to Toxic PFAS Act. So let me see if there's anything else in here. It says here, the little snapshot. So here's kind of the snapshot from the congressional website. It says that the bill provides eligibility for Department of Veterans Affairs, hospital care, and medical services to veterans and their family members, including those in utero who have specified conditions and reside at a military installation where individuals were exposed to PFAS, which is, again, the umbrella term for all those forever chemicals. PFAS are man-made and may have adverse human health effects. Hospital care and medical services may not be furnished for a condition that is found to not have resulted from a cause other than exposure to PFAS at a military installation. The VA may provide reimbursement for hospital care or medical services provided to a family member only after the family member or provider has exhausted all claims and remedies otherwise available for payment of such. For disability compensation purposes, the bill establishes a presumption of service connection for specified conditions in veterans who served at a military installation at which individuals were exposed to PFAS. Under a presumption of service connection, specific conditions diagnosed in certain veterans are presumed to have been caused by circumstances of their military service. Health care benefits and disability compensation may then be awarded. So that's the key. You get a presumptive list for PFAS exposure. What's the list of bases? I don't know. I mean, you know that this stuff's everywhere. But here's the thing. Not only are you going to get a list of presumptive conditions that you could then file for, which eliminate your need for a nexus, makes it super easy. And, if you pass away of one of those conditions, it makes it really easy for your surviving spouse or dependents to file for dependency indemnity compensation. Another huge bonus. But this also opens up our eyes to, hey, if there's PFAS everywhere and I was highly exposed to it, probably more so in the military than not, that means that my likelihood is more than likely, or at least likely as not, that I came down with such and such condition due to my military service. So this also opens up the road to really being able to get some good nexus letters from your doctor supporting your conditions that may have been caused by PFAS So that's just another eye-opener for you. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you. Remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.